So I'm Rani Varghese, and I'm a grad student in the certificate program in women's studies, and I'm a doctoral student or doctoral candidate in social justice ed here at UMass.
My name is Stefana Soitos, and I am a senior here at UMass, and I'm double majoring in women, gender, sexuality studies, and anthropology.
First of all, how did you get from high school to here and be involved in this women's studies and or the women's sexual, whatever? Okay, you know where I'm coming from.
Well, I mean, high school to here is a long path, but I think for me, how I got to women's studies here at UMass is actually through my connection with the professor here. Her name is Alex Deschamps. And so when I was actually working my master's degree in social work here at Smith College, she was a faculty there. And while I didn't have her as a professor, she had a reputation that preceded her. And in my interactions with her, when I did my master's thesis, she worked as the discussant and she talked about my work. And so I was really struck by her. And so when I came here to do my doctorate, I connected with her, and she really encouraged me to apply to the program, and she really shared the ways in which the graduate certificate program would really shape my experiences and help me be a stronger student and a stronger researcher and a stronger teacher.
And you, Rani?
Yeah, and
Stefania, I should say.
Stefana, yeah, it's fine. So when I came to UMass, I was a Spanish major, so I did a big transition between switching from Spanish to women, gender, sexuality studies, and I think I was really craving like the element of critical thinking and just thinking differently in a lot of ways, and like memorizing that I was like doing a lot of in my Spanish classes. So that really kind of like drew me to the department, and also I think that my mom had a big part in my interest in feminism and understanding women and understanding sexuality. And so that also kind of like led me to the department, I think, to double majoring.
So how has getting into the department changed you personally?
I think that being in women's studies classes has really forced me to speak up a lot and to voice my thoughts and to speak my mind and continue with like leadership positions or just be involved with more things on campus than I was when I was a freshman and a sophomore. I became a major when I was in my sophomore year. So that has really like changed for me, and also kind of led me. I'm interested in reproductive rights too, and I think that I had an internship this past summer that was really affected by the classes that I took, the introductory classes I took in the department.
And what about you, Rani?
You know, honestly, I can't imagine my life without women's studies. Like, I feel like as a therapist, because I took these classes in women's studies, the ways in which I interact with my clients is totally changed. I feel like I'm a better teacher, so I'm a TA through women's studies, and for the last several years, I've TA'd the intro course, and so I feel like I'm a better teacher. So the ways in which I connect to my students, I think the two things that women's studies has taught me is brought me is this intersectional analysis and this multi-level analysis. And I honestly, I keep saying this, but I just can't imagine having left graduate school without learning these things, wrestling with feminist theory. And at every chance I get, when I meet other graduate students, I tell them, if there's something you're gonna do, get your graduate certificate in women's studies. If you don't do the certificate, at least take a class, because you'll be a broader, more what is the word? Well-versed, richer person because of it, and particularly the women in there. I feel like the faculty are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I've gotten the opportunity to work with all these different faculty, and they kick ass. I'm like, some of them I'm just like, shoot, touching them,
They are the most engaged professors that I've had at the university, and the professors that care the most about their students too. They like really care about life outside of just like what's going on, like what we're reading or something. They care about your personal life. That's been my experience too.
Looking down at the future, it seems like from a very poor start here on campus when they started, very meager, this is something that's going to be carrying on through generations, it seems, in one way, shape, or form. You're here today speaking to and meeting the people that will be written about in history books, basically, that they started this program. What kind of legacy does that leave on you, and do you feel empowered to carry this on? But basically, seeing once again these people here, Arlene or Vakia, 35 years, 37 years, when they started the program, what does that mean to you folks?
It's a full question to think about it. You want to take it?
Well, I'm excited that I'm here, that I got to celebrate these 35 years. I'm glad that I've had a particular role, in helping, just even volunteering today, getting to see this panel of phenomenal women speak about the future of women's studies. I think it's relevant. I was just telling somebody that I had an interview the other day at a counseling center, and one of the questions they asked me was, how does feminist theory impact your clinical work? And it was an interview with 8 to 10 people, and I watched 8 people or 6 people before me say, I've never taken a feminist theory class. And when it came to me, I was like, whoop. And I probably said too much, but I feel like it's relevant in this world. And I don't have children yet, but I feel like, the things I've learned through women's studies, really the personal and sort of like this theoretical, I want to pass on to my children. I want to give my children, both men and women, different opportunities and ways of being who they are, like pushing the boundaries of gender. And if I think about the legacy for this program, I hope they get a master's or a doctoral program, and I hope they have a double major, because I think it'd be great. Like, I'm in a doctoral program in social justice. I would love to do a dual doctorate, get full training in both programs.
Yeah. I felt really honored to be a part of the celebration today, and to be asked to volunteer to interview people. It really placed women's studies in the history of how the program has evolved, and that was really great to see. I kind of don't want to graduate because I want to keep taking women's studies courses. That's where I am at right now, and I think that being here and just being around and hearing all the panelists speak, and then hearing people's stories here really just showed me how such a fabulous program this is. And I hope that I can find similar programs or similar spaces in the future that has given so much to me right now. So.
Could you just look into the camera and wish them happy birthday?
Happy birthday!